NXT took place last night from its home at Full Sail University. And the show started off with the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. You had the Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, come into the arena. They came out on a golf cart with the Dusty Classic riding on the hood. That was pretty funny. They're dressed in business casual street clothes, but Matt Riddle had no shoes. It was kind of funny. He had an entire suit with no shoes. They were talking about their tournament win. They were celebrating, and Dunn basically has no emotions while Riddle's thrilled, and Dunn even said it was meant to be, bro. They said they're going to win the NXT Tag Team titles at NXT TakeOver Portland when they face Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish for the titles, and that's going to be a fantastic matchup. O'Reilly and Fish come out. They scoff at their promo. Then they said, how much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? And that was just Matt Riddle as he mocked it. And the way he got it, he did it in a way to where he was stoned, so it was actually kind of funny, even though the line's horrible. They went back and forth, and eventually they say the Bros would say they're going to smoke the Undisputed Era NXT TakeOver Portland. And what they're doing with Matt Riddle's, every single thing they're just going to do like a weed reference. So it's almost like every single word can be connected to weed. I think it's just going to get old after a while, but that's what they're doing with them. Next, they go to Angel Garza against Isaiah Swerve Scott. This was okay. Angel Garza gets the win. Not really a big fan of either guy. Just kind of there for me. Not much to say there. Even though it was a solid match, I assume. The Undisputed Era is backstage and they're searching for Tommaso Ciampa. They're going to get revenge after what he did to them last week when he took all three of them out to get to Adam Cole at the end when he smashed him through a table. They are backstage, and what they see is a kid getting a haircut, and they're bullying him. And what happens is Roderick Strong, this kid's getting a haircut. I don't know who the hell gets their haircut backstage at WWE NXT. I'm not too people are just random. Hey, here's a random haircut. I'm going to WWE and going to backstage. I'm going to an NXT show. I'm going to get my haircut backstage. Anyway, Roderick Strong grabs a pair of clippers and he cuts his hair. So he basically has to have a buzz cut now, like me. So that was actually pretty funny, and it was just ridiculous. Okay. They show Sergeant Slaughter sneaking ringside, and next they have Dominic Dijakovic against Killian Dane. Killian Dane is someone, I don't know what they're going to do with him. He came up to the main roster, he was a part of Sanity, and it just didn't work out. I mean, Eric Young is still up there. He's not doing anything. Nikki Cross is probably the most successful, and Alexander Wolf's in NXT UK, and he's doing well as part of Imperium. But as terms for Killian Dane, he's just someone who's completely lost in the shuffle. They have nothing for this guy. It wouldn't surprise me to see him released, but I think pretty sure he's the one married to Nikki Cross, I assume. It is him. So I don't know what they're going to do at Killian Dane. They're not doing much with him right now, but Dijakovic gets the win. Dijakovic is absolutely someone you can just tell they're going to push this guy soon. Eventually it will happen, and he put like Dane in a torture rack, and he hexed the Feast for Your Eyes for the fall, so he's going to get a push soon, and I think he's now the number one contender for the North American title. And he challenges Keith Lee. That's going to be a fun big man match. I'm looking forward to that. They show Undisputed Era looking around backstage. They run into Kushida. He tries to fight them off, but he gets beaten down and stomped out by the heel faction. Adam Cole hits a Death Valley driver onto Kushida backstage, and he throws him into the trash can with the Death Valley driver. Pretty good segment there. They're really getting over his heels. They're pissed off. They want to get revenge on Ciampa, so they're just killing everyone they see. Bronson Reed stepped up to the Undisputed Era, and he begged off at first. However, Strong hit him with a jumping knee strike, and then they all beat him up. And he left him laying on the floor with that knee strike. It was pretty cool the way it looked. They show the face-to-face split screens promo up next, and they show two people talking to each other. And what they did was, it was Finn Balor and Johnny Gargano, and this is what they're selling. It's cool. I miss those. The UFC does that sometimes, I assume. I don't see WWE doing that as much. It's those old school promos. They have two guys talking to each other, and they're really selling Balor and Gargano like it's a major match. And the Portland card, that's one of the best takeover cards I've seen in a while, and it's going to be a big show for NXT because they're not backed by pay-per-view. They're not, going before the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or SummerSlam. They're actually on their own this time. And they had to build a stronger card. I almost feel like this card is going to be so strong it might hurt the WrestleMania cards. I don't think the WrestleMania card always has to be the best. It's WrestleMania. I doubt it's going to be as strong this year in Tampa, but they're going all out. You have Balor, Gargano, Cole, Ciampa, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne against Fish and O'Reilly. Just a great card. Even the match, I think Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair could have a decent match. But those three matches up there, it's like, Jesus, man, it's loaded. It's to me one of the best shows they've ever done. I think AEW also is doing well. I think they're going to have a good show in late February as well. The one show I don't care about is WWE Saudi Arabia show. That really sucks. I usually look forward to Elimination Chamber, but we have to wait till March to get that one. But we got Saudi Arabia for WWE main roster. Anyway, this was a good promo. I liked how they set it up. Up next, Casey Catanzaro comes out and she faces Mercedes Martinez. I think Casey can be a star. I don't know if she's still with Ricochet. I don't think so. She might be. But I think Casey she's really adorable. She's cute. I think she has something, but I don't know if they're going to push her as much. Mercedes Martinez is someone who's very talented, but the big thing, we know it's her age. We know that's a thing that might hold her back in WWE, but I thought they did well. I enjoyed the match. Mercedes Martinez gets the win. Good win for her, and Casey someone they can really work on to push her harder eventually. But she beats Casey. Mercedes does. Next, we go backstage to Kathy Kelly, and she's interviewing Rhea Ripley. And Kathy talks about Charlotte Flair, who's on her way to the arena, and Rhea is more concerned about her face-to-face with Bianca Belair. And they did well with Bianca. And I also listened to Bianca's recent interview with Corey Graves. She came off very likable on the WWE podcast he does. I thought it was really good. I like Bianca a lot on that podcast. So Undisputed Era comes out to face Tommaso Ciampa. They finally find him and outside, and he what happens is he jumps down. Ciampa jumps in. He gets him behind a production truck and he lays out everyone and he just takes them out. And a giant brawl happens between Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa backstage. They fight outside. I love the stuff outside. It's a lot of fun when they go outside. And then they fight back into the building. They brawl over the announce desk, and Cole was fleeing, and Ciampa continues to chase him. The other three stabilizers on this video finally recover. They jump Ciampa and they beat him up. It's 4-1. Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne come down to make the save. A security poured into the ring. And William Regal finally comes out, and he basically does the whole Teddy Long, I'm going to make a tag team match playa. He says he sets up a match eventually, and they still do not stop the brawl as everyone kept fighting until being pulled apart. So it was definitely a great brawl. I thought it was a very good angle. Next, you have the Cruiserweight title. The Cruiserweight champion Jordan Devlin against Tyler Breeze. This is a non-title match, by the way, so not on the line here. Devlin gets the win. Breeze is just someone who's enhancement talent now. He didn't work out. They didn't really push him well on the main roster, so he's in NXT. He's just enhancement talent. Charlotte Flair arrives to the building in an SUV. Bianca Belair comes out. She is cutting a promo, and she is calling out. She's calling out Rhea Ripley for calling out Charlotte Flair and Raw because they're scheduled to have a match. However, Charlotte Flair comes out to the ring, and Charlotte turns her attention to Bianca. And Bianca and Charlotte think could be a good match because they're both really good athletes, so I think they could have good chemistry together. Flair says she has a lot of respect for her, and then she's about to cut a promo. However, Ripley comes out, and Rhea comes to the ring, and she gets into the face of Charlotte Flair, and Bianca Belair is literally annoyed. She's making these really funny facial features in which, like, you're not looking at me, you're just looking at each other, because she's being overlooked, of course. I don't see her beating Rhea Ripley at all. It'd be okay. I wouldn't mind seeing Charlotte and Bianca. I think that'd be an interesting match if they want to push Bianca all the way, but I don't think there's any chance she's beating Rhea. I think Bianca would probably debut on Raw and SmackDown the night after WrestleMania. I think it's clearly going to be Rhea and Charlotte as one of the main matches. The other big match is Becky and Shane, and I assume probably Bayley and Sasha for SmackDown, but that could change. So Rhea rips into Charlotte. She says, "You don't even." She's about to cut into Charlotte, but Bianca Belair rips into her. Says, "You don't even belong here. You don't even go here." And then she said, Bianca said she would face her at WrestleMania, and Bianca feels really disrespected, and what happens is Bianca and Rhea turn on Charlotte and they say we are NXT, and they jump Charlotte, they put her in an electric chair and they drop her into a face buster, and then after they beat Charlotte, she's down selling, Bianca and Rhea have a good stare down to set up the match in Portland, which I'm looking forward to. That show is going to be incredible. I can't wait for NXT TakeOver Portland in 10 days. That's going to be a show. It's on a Sunday. It's on its own. I love it. Build up to WrestleMania, around the road to WrestleMania. I'm looking forward. I'm enjoying wrestling right now. I'm enjoying NXT especially, and AEW. And SmackDown's pretty decent at times, but I think that they're doing well. So main event, we have a 6-man tag. We have Tommaso Ciampa, Matt Riddle, and Pete Dunne against Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. So Roderick Strong's on the outside. You know he's going to interfere in the end. You know that's how this match is going to end. This is an Undisputed Era main event, so it's a TV match. You kind of assume this is what's going to happen. He eventually makes his way to the ring. He interferes for the DQ. This led to an angle where there's a huge brawl, and the Undisputed Era are standing tall. However, we see what they did was they get yellow spray paint and they hold Tommaso Ciampa down and they paint this yellow X on Tommaso Ciampa's back. It was kind of like the NWO. It was like a yellow X, like a street X. And then, however, the arena and the lights, the building goes dark, and then that's when we see the Titantron. We see an image and it turns into a dream. And then, of course, we have darkness all over the ring. And Velveteen Dream is standing up on the turnbuckle. He jumps onto them, lays everyone out, takes out the Undisputed Era, gets his revenge. He is there. He has an airbrushed image of Roderick Strong on his tights, which sets up a match between the two of them. Obviously, basically the Rick Rude gimmick. And he left as he got out. So I guess that's the next match. Velveteen Dream, Roderick Strong at TakeOver. So he stood tall as the show closed. It was a good way to end it. And that was NXT last night. It was a very good show. Apologize for my late review, but I enjoyed it, and that continues to build for NXT TakeOver Portland, which takes place 10 days from today.